All right, YouTube, well, welcome back. My name is Vince, and you're watching my channel, Fern Valley Farmer. On this channel, we are pure country. All right, I had something kind of interesting happen this week. I thought it was one thing. At first, I thought, my God, I got a lot of hive beetles, which it turns out I don't have hive beetles because I'm looking at these things and I'm like, what's going on here? Picnic bugs. Really? You ever go somewhere, you ever in the middle, especially in the middle of summer, you're out at a picnic. Obviously, that's why they call them picnic bugs. Are you trying to eat outside? You got these little things flying around. They look like they are beetles, but they're picnic bugs. What happened was, on a lot of these hives, I've been feeding them. I'm trying to get out of the sun here. It's really hot. I'm not going to be complaining in the middle of January, though, right? What was happening here, or what has happened, I've been feeding a lot of these hives because we had such a bad spring. And the bees were a little bit behind, and I wanted them to draw some comb on my splits. I was feeding my splits. My other hives, I got some new foundation. I wanted them to draw a comb, so I was feeding them. Well, feeding them the sugar syrup, guess what that attracted? I can't spit the word out. Picnic bugs. Really? I'm going to see if they're still in there. I'm going to show you what they look like here. I was pulling out my screen bottom boards, or my drawers, pulling out the drawers underneath the screen bottom board, and they were just like loaded with picnic bugs. Let me see if there's still some in here. I'm trying to kill them. Yep, there's still some in there. Look at this. See that? Picnic bugs all over the place because they were flying, and I'm like, hive beetles don't fly, not that I know of anyway. I could be wrong. But the hive beetles don't look like that. These are picnic bugs. I was loaded with them, and the funny thing was, and I got my beetle barn trap, which has got roach killer in there, which has got boric acid, which kills hive beetles, small hive beetles. I've had this down here, and only this hive was getting the worst of it. The rest of them weren't too bad. You get one or two here and there. And I'm like, what is going on here? Picnic bugs. The sugar syrup was attracting them. So guess what I had to do? I had to pull my feeders off. Fortunately, there's nectar coming in, but pretty soon the dirt is going to hit. And I'm going to need, let me get myself in some sun here. Hold on. I'm trying to avoid the sun a little bit. It is hot. But what's going to happen here, we get into a total dearth, and there's no nectar coming in, and I want to feed my bees. Am I going to be overrun with picnic bugs again? I wound up pulling the feeders off of everything because not all of them, only a couple of these hives were just like really loaded with them, especially this number 4 hive. There was a ton of them in there. They were crawling up inside, getting in the feeder, getting inside the sugar syrup. Of course, they were drowning. And at first, like I said, I thought it was hive beetles, and I'm like, wow, look at that. But because I never had hive beetles before. I try and keep the grass mowed underneath. I try and keep it clean. Picnic bugs. So one small tip: if you're feeding your bees, I use hive top feeders. Okay, so if you got the frame feeders inside, you might not be having this problem because obviously they can't get in. I've got hive top feeders, so they're crawling up the sides of the hive here. They're crawling up the sides here, and they're getting into the feeder. They weren't really going into the hive. They were just around the rim of the feeder. They were in the sugar syrup. This hive over here, this is the one I just showed you, the number 4 here. This thing was loaded with them. I mean, you should have seen how many were there in there. I couldn't believe it. So my tip here is just kind of watch, if you got hive top feeders, watch for your picnic bugs. They smell that they're attracted to the sugar and the syrup. It's like if you're outside eating, you got cans of pop. You're going to see them be attracted to that. Beer, I think, attracts them. Anything sweet's going to attract them little things. They're not going to do any damage to your hive. There's more of a nuisance, which I've been finding out. I've been trying to clean them all out. I got rid of them all. There might be a few left. I resprayed around the hive. I spray vinegar and pool salt as a natural weed killer around the hives to keep the weeds down. I sprayed that thinking maybe I can kind of slow them down. It's probably not going to work, but it can't hurt to try. Let me get out of here. Stand back here. So just be aware, if you've got hive top feeders on, you might attract picnic bugs. So you might want to check on that and see what you got going. If you open it up, you see a whole bunch of little things, and they're black, and they got little like yellowish dots on them, and they fly. I'm like, okay, these ain't beetles. So anyways, my tip is if you got hive top feeders, pay attention for picnic bugs. Like I said, the syrup, the sugar syrup's going to attract them. So I've got all my feeders pulled off for right now. I think I'm okay right now. They probably won't go back on until the weather cools off. But I had them pretty bad. And they're still, you stand out here, and you can see them on the front of the hives. It was kind of interesting to watch one of my hives over there. One of them landed, a couple of them landed on the front of the hive, and the bees just kind of pounced on it and twisted it and just killed it. So a strong colony too will keep them away. But so anyways, yeah, that's my story. Picnic bugs, sugar syrup. I was like overrun with them. So I can't feed my bees right now, but fortunately they can get out and fly and do what they need to do. So anyways, just keep an eye on your hives. Keep an eye, like I said, if you got sugar feeders on them. They're not going to do any damage. They're just more of a nuisance. And there was a whole lot of them. So if you see them, that's what they are. They're not hive beetles. Yeah, so just keep an eye on your hive. If you get a bunch of picnic bugs, take your feeders off. But like I said, if you got feeders on the inside, that ain't gonna make a difference. Or if you got the round feeders on the inside, they can't get to it. These are coming up the sides. And the funny thing is, last year I had no issue with this whatsoever. This year I'm loaded with them, and it's only on a few hives. It's not on all of them. One hive had absolutely nothing. 3 hives down had nothing, and this one here was just loaded. So, anyways, hopefully you like this video. Hopefully you found this little interesting tip here. Keep an eye on it. If you like the videos, consider subscribing, support the channel. I really appreciate it. Click that little button right there. That'll subscribe you to the channel. If you do subscribe, there's a little bell next to that button. Click that bell. You'll get notified next time a video comes out. I appreciate you watching the videos, supporting it. That's great. Keep an eye out for your picnic bugs. They're annoying. YouTube, I'll talk to you guys soon. All right, bye.